Over the span of the years, I have noticed that there are three types of capital in trading, right? There are probably more than three types, but I have identified three types for myself, which are currency capital, mental capital, and physical capital. And interconnected, they will amend to consistency, right? To consistency in trading, to being a consistently profitable trader. Now, it is really important to understand that if you are lacking in one of these three areas, then your overall well-being in trading will have to suffer greatly, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that these three type of capitals have to work together for yourself, right? So they have to get you from point A to point B while being interconnected. So now, why am I talking about this as if they were only one type of capital? It's mostly because once you are lacking one of the types, then you will start sooner or later notice that this lack in your maybe mental capital will catch up to you at some point, right? I think you have noticed over the years the fact that there are a lot of types of traders, and a lot of traders seem to make it, obviously, or maybe they have a luck spree, but at some point the let's say the universe just catches up to them, right? So every time in life we have to strive for congruency, right? So if you are not a person that should have maybe more money than it has as of now, the universe kind of strives to get you to point A, right? This is really important to keep in mind, because once you understand this, you will understand that it doesn't really matter if you have less or more money, or if you are less intelligent or more intelligent, right? Everything will come into place once you become the person that you need to become in order to have whatever you desire to have. So now let's take a delve deep down the types of capital, and let's see what exactly do I mean by all the three types being interconnected. So let's start with how trading would be if you would be lacking mental capital, right? So if you would be lacking in mental capital, then there would be a continuous loop between the currency and physical capital, right? So then you would probably trend to over trade, right? You would take too many trades. Maybe you would think that the next one will be a winner, or the next one will be a winner. Maybe you would think that I've lost so much by now that I would have to win the next one, right? But obviously what we need to understand in trading is that you may never completely know what's going to happen next, right? You only have an edge. That edge is being basically overwritten on the market by your own mind, and by that you are basically creating a plan and a tactic. But it doesn't matter how many trades you are winning or losing, you still have absolutely no idea where the trade is gonna go, whether it's gonna be a winner or a loser, right? So when you're lacking mental capital, then you will just overtrade until probably blow out your account, right? That is also the case for revenge trading, where when you see that you are losing something that you would probably think of as valuable to yourself, right? Maybe you are just too attached to a trade and you're losing it, and maybe you are losing too much money on that trade, right? Because you are too attached to it, then you will look to maybe over leverage, right, or revenge trade in order to make up for the big loss. Another point that you can probably be led to if you're lacking in mental capital would be taking profits too soon, right, or not respecting your invalidations or your stop losses, right? Maybe you would move your stop loss further from your original plan. That's also something that comes after the loss of mental capital. Maybe at the start of the day your mental capital is completely on point, right? It's full, but you are losing it too fast, or maybe you're losing it after taking too many trades, right? That's something personal, and that has to be reviewed, and that is something that is of the essence in order for consistently profitable trading. The next one would be the lack of physical capital, right? So when I'm talking about physical capital, I am referring to basically your well-being, right? I'm not saying that you have to go to the gym 5 times a week or run a 10k every week or every weekend or something like that, but it's really important to have healthy body, right? And obviously healthy body means also healthy mind, but unless you are feeling well in your own skin, unless you are sleeping well, right? Unless you are having enough rest, because sleeping doesn't always mean that you're properly resting, unless you are not stressed, unless you are congruent with your own thoughts, right? You will be lacking patience. You will be jumping the gun on trades. You will take the trade too fast. You will enter the trade too fast, and that is something that can completely screw up with your trade. Maybe you have a risk-reward ratio in mind in your plan, but that will for sure just screw up with your risk and reward, and then maybe the trade isn't even as good as you thought initially based on your original plan, right? And then if you're tired, right, you will lose your focus. Maybe you're just not going to trade the trades that you are usually taking. Maybe, for example, you're always taking a trade at 10 a.m., right? And now you start I don't know, maybe you start being confused, or you start double checking yourself. Maybe you are not sure anymore about this trade or how it should. Maybe you're just going into mental fog, right? And that is really important to remember, that this always comes from your physical capital being depleted. The last type of capital, or it's not really the last one because it could be either the first or the second, is the currency capital, right? So if you are not always in the game and having your feet in the water, right, always trying to do better in your process, always having someone in order to trade, right, in order to increase your size maybe over time, then you are probably oversizing your positions, right? Maybe you're saying, okay, I don't have that much money, I have to oversize in order to maybe compensate for the fact that I don't have enough capital to trade with. So this is going to be bad, because now you're not assuming your risk on your trades. Maybe you're saying, okay, I'm oversized for my, or maybe you're not even realizing, and you are oversized for your account, and now you are risking maybe your whole account. Maybe you're just blowing accounts over and over, and that's not a good place to be in, right? That stays with the currency capital, where you can't rely on yourself to trade proper positions for your current portfolio, right? Then you will probably also not benefit from the compounding process. When you are a consistently profitable trader, you will just compound your capital, no matter how much you have. Obviously, it's better to have more, but if you're just being patient, right, if you're just giving yourself time, it's really important to give yourself time, then you will just benefit for the on the compounding process over time of your capital, and you will eventually, right, sooner or later succeed. And the most important part is that you will probably end up not respecting your plans, because you would think that a percentage win is not good enough, right? Even though it doesn't necessarily matter how much you win. You would have to just focus on the process and forget about winning, losing, or any other objective like that. As an ending to this video, I would say that everybody starts somewhere, right? We're not just designed to be perfect. We're not designed to be perfect in anything, right? We're always working on ourselves, and we have to understand that in this process, we just have to better ourselves day by day. We have to understand what we're lacking. We have to understand that, okay, listen, I'm not in the way I would like to be. I'm not where I want to be right now, but if I resolve these issues with myself, then the chances of becoming or of being what I want to be in order to achieve what I want to achieve will just increase dramatically, right? So I think that it doesn't matter where you start. It just matters that you have to understand that these things work, and in general in the universe everything works with each other, right? Everything is connected, and if you're not taking care of yourself, it's just like how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? If you're not doing one thing the way you would like it to do, or the way you would like it to be, and how you would like yourself to be in the process of doing that setting, then everything else would have to suffer at some point. And that is kind of true in everything, right? Just catching yourself in the process when you are having, for example, a mental capital loss, or maybe you would catch yourself in the process when you're too tired to trade or not taking the said trade. Just stop, right? Just take some time, take a walk, and say, okay, listen, I will take a step back and reassess my current state for the day, and then we just get back to it.